Good morning, everyone. So thank you, Barbara, for the introductions. You spoke about some of the things related to terminology. I will guide you shortly once again through the most important concepts and terminology of accessibility and inclusion in general, and about accessible and inclusive tourism as well. My name is Hanna. As my colleague Daniela already said, I come from Opatija, from the Faculty for Tourism and Hospitality Management. So this is the agenda for today, but I will be very short and hold to my timetable. First of all, I want to say something about the language and the words we use. So I would like to start with one very beautiful thought said by Austrian philosopher Wittgenstein. He said, "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world." So if we think about inclusion and accessibility, we surely can say that language shapes how we understand both disability and accessibility, and in the end inclusion. At the moment, we have to be honest, and we have to say that there is still inconsistency in this field. So inconsistent terminology, of course, leads to inconsistencies in attitudes, in research, and we certainly witnessed it throughout our research work, and of course it results with inconsistency in decision making, in policies, in practice, in how we live our lives. And we have to be honest and say there is a gap still present today when we talk about persons with disabilities and general population, and we all can now remember the situation when we called general population other people or normal people. But as Barbara already showed you, the persona spectrum is something that you can use as a very good beginning when thinking about this. Because the key idea of this spectrum is that people's abilities, our abilities, they are not fixed. We all move along through this spectrum during the course of our life. So it is not about other people, it is about us. After this, we can talk about shortly just about two models and two key perspectives in the field, as Barbara already explained them, but I would like just to emphasize the two key questions that we are moving and shifting from the question of medical model, what is wrong with the person, what is this person's problem, towards the social and psychosocial model that says what is wrong with the environment, how can we enable throughout the environment the situation for this person to move forward, to move throughout the environment. So when talking about terms in the field, accessibility, inclusivity, and usability are the most important and key concepts here. They are very close, they are connected, but they are not synonyms. So accessibility is definitely focused on persons with disabilities, and it is about removing barriers, it is about adapting the environment. While inclusion goes a step forward, it enables that everyone from the very beginning has the experience. Also important, not less important, but connected to these two terms, it's usability. It's about usage, it's about effectiveness and efficiency of usage. So, as I already said, not synonyms, but very related, because one is dealing with removing barriers, optimizing user experience. Usability, however, is not specifically focusing on any individual or specific user group, while inclusivity tries to have a proactive approach and focuses on design of products, services, environments that are welcoming, that are including everyone from the very beginning. And then we come to the terminology in the field of tourism. So accessible tourism, we can call it quite a new and young concept if we talk about terminology. It's used by UN Tourism. It is formally adopted in 2013 based on the concept of tourism for all that was previously used from 1989. Nowadays, we have a lot of new concepts, like old new concept of universal design. However, we still have inconsistency in the field. We can meet accessible tourism, inclusive tourism, tourism for all, barrier-free tourism. So these are all concepts referring to mostly the same concept of accessible tourism. Accessible tourism is not a new or particular type of tourism. It is tourism spreading throughout all prerequisites that are needed to include and to use accessibility throughout experience. So what is the key prerequisite is a social change in this and in general. But of course, terminology is the path that is the bridge connecting these problems. So certainly terminology is important in this sense, and we can conclude that there are differences between terms accessible tourism and inclusive tourism. As I previously talked about accessibility as a concept in general, it is also the same for accessible tourism. So it is focused on persons with disabilities and their perspective, and it addresses mostly their needs. While inclusive tourism goes beyond only this spectrum. It focuses on all forms of social and economic exclusion, and in this way it is it is a bit limited in addressing persons with disabilities, because it not only focuses on making travel accessible, it is focused on creating welcoming, accommodating environments. So it is a step forward if we talk about inclusion in the society. I will conclude here. Terminology, as I said, is important, but it is not crucial. We need to think about a social paradigm and the social change as prerequisite in order to recognize exclusion, in order to learn from diversity, and then we can move forward to solutions that we make maybe for one group or for one person, but try to extend it to many. So maybe it is not crucial whether we call it tourism for all, accessible tourism, barrier-free tourism. It is crucial that we are aware that we still are in need of social change as a prerequisite for this. Thank you. And to conclude this short presentation, I would like to for you to have a short time to reflect and maybe try to find an example in your surroundings where you have visited any of tourism offerings, and think about whether you found something that is accessible but it's not necessarily inclusive. Thank you.